Well, hello there. My name is Darius Villalobos. I serve as the Director of Strategic Partnerships and Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for NFCYM, the National Federation for Catholic Youth Ministry. And I'm really honored to be able to share a little bit about my own World Youth Day experiences and give you some insights for those of you who are pilgrims or serving and organizing pilgrimages locally for World Youth Day coming up in Lisbon, Portugal. If you're not able to go, there are still lots of different ways that you can be part of this wonderful pilgrimage experience. And so I like to share a little bit about my own experiences and also give you some tips and tools and how to prepare both spiritually and physically for whatever you want to do locally as part of the World Youth Day pilgrimage. So to start, I've been blessed to be able to organize and be a part of pilgrimages both abroad and celebrations locally here in the United States. I grew up in Chicago and was blessed to work at the Archdiocese for a number of years before serving in my current position. And as part of my work in youth and young adult ministry, I've had the pleasure of being able to organize both pilgrimages abroad as well as pilgrimages experiences for those who have not been able to travel for the international experiences. My two trips abroad included World Youth Day Madrid and World Youth Day Krakow, which were awesome experiences and really wonderful moments. But in between those, being able to organize local experiences for youth and young adults who do not have the ability to travel for those international events have been real gifts. And the thing about pilgrimages is they can be very physically taxing experiences, but you don't have to go far to be able to be a pilgrim. Pilgrimage is as much as it is physical as it is spiritual. It's about orientating our lives to look ahead and see where the Lord is leading us and what are the opportunities that God might have for us as we encounter Christ in the journey, in others that we meet and interact with, and then find Christ in ourselves, find where Christ is calling us to go in our work. And so even if you're not able to travel or take a group of young people abroad for the international experience, there can still be really wonderful, powerful local experiences of World Youth Day that can be just as valuable as having the physical experience of traveling abroad. I want to talk a little bit about some of the preparation that goes into putting in a local experience, but then also how you can prepare yourself as a pilgrim if you are going to be a pilgrim who will not be traveling to Lisbon this year. The first thing to keep in mind is that pilgrimage is about the journey, not so much the destination. And that journey can start months and months before the international experience begins. One of the key things with the pilgrimage is really beginning with prayer. That journey really can start in your own daily prayer life. And so spending time looking at the readings and the themes for World Youth Day and doing that in an intentional and thoughtful way can be a great way to begin to orientate yourself as a pilgrim and to begin that pilgrimage experience. The Holy Father has provided us some really wonderful tools and some scripture references as the basis for this upcoming World Youth Day. And so I find reflecting on those messages that the Holy Father has given us gives you a really good starting point to begin to think about this journey and about the spiritual aspect of where we're being called to go. On top of making that prayer part something that is a regular part of your life, I think another important way of doing a local pilgrimage is to find others that you can be in community with in conversation. When I think of the international experiences, both in Madrid and in Krakow, it was as much about the people that we met along the way as it is the experience and the places we were going. And so find a local community of people. It doesn't have to be big. It can be one or two folks that you know and that you're going to pray with together. It can be people who are going to go to the international experience. It could be a great way for them to prepare for their experience of pilgrimage as well, but to be in solidarity with one another. Again, pilgrimage is about encountering Christ in others as well as in the places that we're going. And so take time to really listen, to really pray with others, to really think about the messages that you will hear as we get closer to World Youth Day, and really spend some time asking the question, where is God calling me in this moment? To do good discernment. It is as much a spiritual journey as it is a physical one. There are many, many different ways that dioceses and local communities and organizations have planned local experiences for World Youth Day. I've had the wonderful experience of organizing vigils. Um, so as the pilgrims are all gathering at the vigil site in the international experience, being able to do something locally for folks to have their own prayer experience, maybe at a local shrine, or at a local parish, can be really powerful for those who can't travel and go. And using the themes, using some of the prayers, developing your own kind of prayer experiences, I think can be very powerful. Some of the most effective prayer experiences that we did in local celebrations included doing prayer walks, being able to move from place to place, like having stations of the cross. And most importantly, at the end of any pilgrimage, it's so important to celebrate. And so as you think ahead beyond just the local pilgrimage experience, whether it's organizing a group trip, your own local event or vigil, is to think about how do you celebrate as those who got to travel internationally come back. And so in many dioceses, we would often put together a gathering a month or two after the World Youth Day International celebration and invite friends and families and those who were celebrating locally to meet with those pilgrims who traveled abroad and have them share their stories about how God was working in their lives and the effect that being on that pilgrimage had for them, but also giving people who are local an opportunity to share as well and to talk about how God is working through their own experience and how they can witness to you. Don't have to go far to feel like you've been on pilgrimage and you've been on a journey yourself. Again, there are lots of ways to prepare for pilgrimage, and I think the more you do in preparing yourself spiritually for this experience, the better you and those that you'll be accompanying in planning a local celebration will really benefit from this. I thank you for this time together, and I really hope that we will connect again on the journey as we continue towards World Youth Day. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.